Welcome to Meet the Candidates 2020, a voter education program brought to you by the Shakopee Chamber and Visitors Bureau. Our hope is that these candidate interviews and profiles will help you, the voter, understand your choices when it comes to casting your ballot in the 2020 elections. While we can all agree that an informed candidate is important, we believe informed voters make all the difference. So we ask you to arm yourself with the information necessary to make an educated choice and to make casting your vote a priority, regardless of how you do it this year, mail-in or in person. Please visit shakopee.org to find out all of the information you'll need to know about the upcoming election, including polling places and times, and a link to the Secretary of State website for mail-in voting options. Hi, and welcome to Meet the Candidates 2020, a voter education program brought to you by the Shakopee Chamber of Commerce. My name is Angie Whitcomb, and today I am joined by Sahra Odowa, who is running for State Senate, District 55. Sahra, thank you so much. Welcome to our interview here. Why don't you tell the folks at home a little bit about yourself?
Yes, and thank you, Angie, for having me and having the having the opportunity to speak on the Shakopee Chamber of Commerce. My name is Sahra Odowa. I am the State Senate candidate for District 55. I am a first-generation American, born and raised in the U.S. I have a 10-year-old daughter who attends Red Oak Elementary School. And I am currently serving on the local advisory council for mental health for Scott County. I have served a year as a board member for the Shakopee Diversity Alliance, which has been a great experience. I am currently an active community member in Shakopee. I've lived in Shakopee for about 6 years now, and I love the environment. I love what Shakopee has to offer in terms of our economic or workforce opportunities. The school district is great. I am a mental health and public health practitioner by profession. So I work with various communities to address the inequities and disparities in mental health.
Great. So let's dive right in. The first question is, what have you done in the past to influence the way that government operates?
Yes. So I have had, being a former, having a non-profit organization, I have worked diligently on promoting health and wellness in the public health workforce. And so a lot of the community outreach as well as services that we provided were to create programs focusing on community health, addressing the health disparities. We've done many programs, grants, pertaining to group exercise, promoting health and wellness, doing data tracking, community assessments, just really talking in depth with community members regarding our disparities and health inequities to access healthcare, to increase public health education in schools, as well as programs hopefully implemented in the district.
Great. If you could write, sign, and pass 3 laws today, what would they be and why?
Yes. So the first law or bill policy that I would pass would be pertaining to food security. We would really need to support our local farmers in the district, especially out in rural communities in District 55, especially investing in small farmers markets as well as our agriculture is very important, especially during COVID-19, where we've seen so many, lack of food insecurities in the district, as well as just really supporting our farmers and rural health pertaining to, increased healthcare, health insurance, as well as, just really protecting our farmers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How should the state of Minnesota balance the concerns between public health and the economy, and what role should the legislature have in that process?
Yes, so it's very important, especially during COVID-19. We've seen that in the state of Minnesota, mitigation is very important in the control of the spread of COVID-19, which in the state of Minnesota, we've done a great job, yet we don't have the measures in place to fund, and to invest in PPE, to address the inequities in healthcare. Our healthcare systems are really lacking PPE, as well as the shortages of healthcare providers. And so we really need to discuss about our healthcare workers' rights. And in terms of the economy, we really need to put in place measures to protect the health and safeties, not only for our employers, but also for our employees.
Great. So according to the State Budget Office, Minnesota is facing a projected budget shortfall of $2.4 billion for the biennium ending in July of 2021. How do you propose that this be addressed?
Yes, so the economic outlook is uncertain at this time. We do have a lot of families and businesses that are struggling financially, so we really need to work for effective solutions to really resolve and to forecast our future in terms of how can we better plan and better prepare ourselves for in case if another pandemic were to occur. And so investments in secure housing, investments in helping our small businesses, as well as the workforce to protect the elderly and the disabled, and in securing our sustainable livelihoods for futures to come is very important. And so we really need to focus on these areas if we're going to have a sustainable and economically forecast in the years ahead, but also, promoting and to discuss or to really tackle on, having the wealthiest corporations and individuals have their share in paying taxes as well. So that's very important. We should have a fair tax system in place.
Great. The last question here are, what are the causes of civil unrest in Minnesota and what are the best solutions?
Yes, the causes of civil unrest, as we've seen in the past 5 months with the tragic death of George Floyd, is very unfortunate. We really do see these civil unrest take place in areas where there are, low socioeconomic communities, most likely communities who are marginalized, communities of color, who are really just tackling the issue of racial injustice. We see it everywhere. It's not a Minneapolis issue. It can occur statewide. And so we really need to implement measures to promote racial justice and racial equality. And racism occurs anywhere. Personally, I've experienced racism. It's not really an easy thing to encounter. It's very much so just talking to our neighbors, really talking about these conversations, having these conversations on these sensitive issues, and really focusing on work towards racial equality and funding for racial justice so that we can have a framework of community building, understanding on this, the issues that we're currently seeing, holding police accountable for, cops that have had misconduct. And I do support the police. So there is, we really need to have these conversations on how we can really have successful policing in communities and in the future as well.
Great. With the last 30 seconds, please tell the voters in a closing statement why you would like them to support you in the upcoming election.
Yes, so I am someone that is not considered a politician, but I really promote change and just bringing the changes that are necessary to our district. I bring a different perspective. I've worked with various communities. I am, my campaign is a people-powered campaign movement where we just talk to, various residents in the community, just talking about the priorities that we can work together on. And so it's very much so important that we have a representative that would actively listen to the concerns, as well as working together to promote positive changes.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for watching this episode of Meet the Candidates 2020. Thank you for watching Meet the Candidates 2020, a voter education program brought to you by the Shakopee Chamber and Visitors Bureau. Please visit our website at shakopee.org for all of the information you'll need to know leading up to the November 3rd election.